Chapter 11. Enemies in the Shadows. After returning from the secret realm, Lin Wu's group had no time to rest. Acquiring the Jade Spirit Core had made them the center of attention in their sect, attracting scrutiny from high-ranking disciples to the elders. At first, everything seemed peaceful. However, one evening, as the group discussed their next plans in a secluded area of the sect, Lu Feng suddenly fell silent, his sharp gaze fixed on a distant point. "Someone is watching us," he whispered, his hand moving instinctively to his weapon. Bai Shui also sensed the enemy's presence. "They're here," she said, drawing her sword, ready for combat. From all directions, dark figures emerged, surrounding Lin Wu's group. These were not ordinary low-level disciples but an elite squad sent to reclaim the Jade Spirit Core. Leading them was Tun Quang, a rival Lin Wu had defeated in the secret realm. His eyes burned with greed and hatred as he stared at the core hidden beneath Lin Wu's robes. "I told you, that thing doesn't belong to you," Tun Quang said, his voice dripping with malice. "Hand it over, or prepare to die here. You think we'll just give in so easily?" Bai Shui retorted coldly. Her sword gleamed silver, ready to strike. The fight erupted instantly. The elite disciples coordinated their attacks, forcing Lin Wu's group into a defensive position. Bai Shui took the lead, her sharp swordplay slicing through the enemy ranks like a whirlwind. Lu Feng, with his precise control over spiritual energy, created protective barriers and struck weak points in the enemy's formation. Though not fully in control of the Jade Spirit Core's power, Lin Wu wielded his celestial sky sword. Each strike radiated immense energy, but the more he used the core's strength, the more he felt his spiritual energy being drained. As the battle raged on, a sect elder suddenly appeared on a rocky outcrop nearby. He observed the chaos with cold, calculating eyes, like a hawk sizing up its prey. "Interesting," he murmured, his voice resonating through the air. "These youngsters truly have potential. But in the end, they're just pawns in my game." With a wave of his hand, a distant formation activated. Waves of powerful spiritual energy swept through the area, affecting both Lin Wu's group and their enemies. "Damn it, he's manipulating both sides," Lu Feng growled, realizing the elder's plan. "He wants us to destroy each other so he can take everything." Seeing the worsening situation, Lin Wu made a daring decision. He drew out the Jade Spirit Core, unleashing its immense power. "Are you insane?" Bai Shui yelled, but it was too late. As Lin Wu activated the core, a blinding light engulfed the area. Enemies, including Tun Quang, were forced back by the core's overwhelming energy. However, wielding the artifact came at a heavy cost. Lin Wu felt his spiritual energy being drained at an alarming rate. Despite this, he continued, using the core's power to create a protective barrier around his group. Thanks to the Jade Spirit Core's strength, Lin Wu's group managed to repel their enemies. Tun Quang, though still determined, was forced to retreat with his allies, realizing he stood no chance. But victory came at a price. As the battle ended, Lin Wu collapsed, his spiritual energy nearly depleted. "You idiot," Bai Shui muttered, her voice tinged with concern as she caught him. "Did you even think about yourself?" "I couldn't let you get hurt," Lin Wu replied weakly, his eyes unwavering in determination. After the battle, the group retreated to a safe area to recover. Bai Shui and Lu Feng took turns standing guard while Lin Wu rested, trying to regain his energy. In the quiet hours, Bai Shui and Lu Feng reflected on Lin Wu's character. "Have you noticed?" Lu Feng said, gazing at Lin Wu. "He's not just strong but someone willing to sacrifice everything for his comrades." Bai Shui nodded, her expression softening. "He's a fool, but a reliable one. For the first time, I feel like I can rely on someone." When Lin Wu awoke, he found his companions by his side, their eyes filled with determination. "We've won this battle, but it's only the beginning," Lu Feng said. "The enemies in the shadows won't stop, and we need to prepare." Lin Wu nodded, his body still weak. "We'll keep going, but this time, we won't just defend. We'll strike first." Bai Shui smiled faintly. "Then make sure you don't collapse again." Chapter 12. Budding Friendship. After the intense battle with Tun Quang's group, the trio retreated to a secluded cave within the secret realm to rest and recover. The cave's cold air brought a sense of temporary safety. Bai Shui carefully bandaged Lu Feng's wounds. Although they were minor cuts, she treated them with great care, her usual sharp gaze softening ever so slightly. Nearby, Lin Wu sat cross-legged, focusing on his breathing to restore his depleted spiritual energy after exhausting himself using the Jade Spirit Core. Though his body was weary, his unyielding spirit refused to allow prolonged rest. "You need to rest," Bai Shui said, her tone not reproachful but laced with hidden concern. "I'll be fine," Lin Wu replied, forcing a faint smile. "We can't afford to let our guard down. Once his wounds were dressed, Lu Feng sat across from Lin Wu, his eyes a mix of curiosity and admiration. "You saved our lives," he said. "Considering the price you paid, not many would have done the same." "I didn't just save you," Lin Wu replied calmly. "I saved myself. We're a team, and losing anyone would weaken us against what lies ahead." Lin Wu's words left both Bai Shui and Lu Feng deep in thought. They began to realize that, despite his seemingly reckless actions, Lin Wu's selflessness reflected a trust and bond neither had experienced before. As night fell, the three gathered around a small fire. The flickering light cast shadows on their determined faces. "We need a new approach," Lu Feng began. "Our enemies aren't just other disciples but also the elders manipulating things behind the scenes. If we only defend ourselves, we'll never break free." "What do you mean?" Bai Shui asked, her gaze sharp. "We need to strike first," Lu Feng replied. "Not directly, but by exploiting their weaknesses. This realm is full of resources and opportunities. If we use them wisely, we can turn the tide." Lin Wu nodded in agreement. "But first, we need to ensure we're strong enough to survive any future attacks." In the days that followed, the group focused on training and improving their teamwork. Bai Shui, with her exceptional swordsmanship, taught the others how to fight more effectively in group scenarios. She showed them how to use the terrain and coordinate attacks to maximize their strengths. Lu Feng, with his deep understanding of spiritual energy and formations, trained them to detect and dismantle traps. He also enhanced the group's protective barriers to safeguard them in emergencies. Lin Wu, though not fully recovered, concentrated on mastering the Jade Spirit Core. He discovered that the artifact not only granted immense power but also amplified the user's spiritual energy, albeit at a high cost of rapid depletion. Amid the rigorous training, the group found rare moments of relaxation. One evening, as they sat around the fire, Bai Shui unexpectedly shared her past. She had grown up in a prestigious sword cultivator family but had always been burdened by their high expectations. "I've never trusted anyone but myself," she said thoughtfully. "But here, with you both, I'm starting to think I might have been wrong." Lu Feng, usually reserved, also opened up about the challenges of hiding his true identity. As they shared their stories, the trio began to understand one another, forming an unbreakable bond. During an exploration deeper into the secret realm, the group discovered a strange area filled with raging rivers of lava and precarious stone bridges. At the center stood a massive stone platform emitting a faint glow. "That could be the resting place of another artifact," Lu Feng said, his eyes lighting up. But as they approached, the ground began to tremble. From the cracks emerged a swarm of fiery beasts, attacking ferociously. The group immediately took their positions. Bai Shui led the charge, her swordsmanship carving a path through the beasts. Lu Feng provided support with protective barriers and precise long-range attacks. Lin Wu, wielding his celestial sky sword, unleashed powerful strikes to overwhelm their foes. The battle was intense, but their seamless coordination allowed them to defeat the beasts and reach the stone platform. After the battle, the group stood before the stone platform and discovered an ancient map fragment. It seemed to point to a deeper area within the realm, potentially holding even greater secrets. "This is our chance," Lin Wu said, his eyes resolute. "If we want to grow stronger, we can't let this slip by." Bai Shui and Lu Feng nodded in unison. The trust between them now required no words. As they left the lava-filled area, the group paused to rest beneath a towering cliff. "I don't know what the future holds," Bai Shui said softly. "But if you need me, I'll always be here." Lu Feng added, "I started this journey for personal reasons, but now I realize I can't achieve them alone. We'll move forward together." Lin Wu looked at the two of them, a deep sense of gratitude welling within him. "We've come too far to turn back now. I promise I won't let any of us be left behind." Chapter 13. The Encounter with the Black Fox. After obtaining the ancient map fragment at the River of Fire, Lin Wu's group ventured deeper into the secret realm. The map led them to a labyrinthine cave system filled with dark, treacherous corridors. "We have no idea what awaits us here," Lu Feng said, his sharp eyes scanning their surroundings. "Be cautious." Bai Shui led the way with her sword, the silver light emanating from its blade illuminating the path ahead. Lin Wu stayed in the middle, ready to activate the Jade Spirit Core if necessary. As they moved through a long corridor, a faint, weak cry echoed from deep within the cave. "Help me." The voice was not quite human but carried an odd sense of urgency. The group paused, exchanging skeptical glances. "It could be a trap," Bai Shui said coldly. "Or it might be a trapped spirit," Lu Feng suggested. "Places like this often have special beings guarding secrets." Lin Wu remained silent for a moment before deciding. "Whatever it is, we must investigate. We can't ignore anything in this secret realm." Venturing deeper, they arrived at a large chamber lit by glowing spirit stones embedded in the walls. At the center was a fox-like spirit beast with jet-black fur, trapped within a complex formation. Its luminous eyes radiated intelligence and wisdom. At last, you've arrived, the creature spoke, startling the group. Who are you? Lin Wu asked, tightening his grip on his sword. I am the Black Fox, it replied with a hint of pride. I was once the guardian spirit beast of this place. But after the collapse of the realm, I was sealed here by my master's enemies, waiting for centuries. What do you want from us? Bai Shui asked, her tone skeptical. Free me, the Black Fox pleaded. I mean no harm. If you release me from this formation, I will swear loyalty and protect you in this secret realm. The group fell silent, each member weighing the situation carefully. I don't trust a spirit beast to swear loyalty just for being freed, Bai Shui said warily. This could be a trap. But if it's telling the truth, we'll gain a powerful ally, Lu Feng countered. Lin Wu stepped closer to the formation, meeting the Black Fox's glowing eyes. What can you promise to prove you won't betray us? I will form a soul pact with you, the Black Fox replied. If I betray you, my soul will be destroyed forever. After a moment of contemplation, Lin Wu nodded. Fine, I will release you. With guidance from the Black Fox, Lin Wu, Bai Shui, and Lu Feng analyzed the formation. It was an ancient and intricate construct, reinforced with spirit stones and archaic symbols. Together, they identified a safe way to dismantle it. As the formation broke, the Black Fox shook itself, its glossy fur shimmering faintly. Bowing before Lin Wu, it spoke with respect. From now on, I am yours to command. I will use all my strength to aid you in surviving this realm. While resting after the ordeal, the Black Fox shared more about the realm's history. It revealed that the secret realm was once the cultivation ground of a great master who possessed a priceless treasure called the Soul Lantern. The master's enemies destroyed this place in their attempt to seize the treasure, the Black Fox explained, its voice tinged with sorrow. But the treasure remains here, hidden in the deepest layer of the realm. If you find it, you will gain the power to defy anyone. The group exchanged determined glances. They knew the journey would grow increasingly perilous, but the rewards were worth the risk. Over the following days, the Black Fox proved invaluable. With its heightened spiritual senses, it helped the group detect and evade numerous deadly traps within the caves. It also created protective barriers, allowing the group to rest safely in dangerous areas. Slowly, even Bai Shui and Lu Feng grew to accept its presence as a vital part of the team. You're not as bad as I thought, Bai Shui remarked with a faint smile. And you're not as cold as you seem, the Black Fox replied slyly, its eyes gleaming with humor. As they exited the caves, a powerful spiritual energy emanated from deeper within the secret realm. It was likely the location of the Soul Lantern that the Black Fox had mentioned. We've come too far to turn back now, Lin Wu said, his eyes blazing with determination. Then let's move forward, Bai Shui replied, gripping her sword tightly. With renewed resolve and stronger bonds, the group pressed on, ready to face whatever awaited them. Chapter 14, The Elder's Threat. After obtaining the final piece of the ancient map from the depths of the secret realm, Lin Wu's group decided to leave the perilous area. Guided by the Black Fox, who used its heightened spiritual senses to avoid lingering traps, they navigated safely. Bai Shui stayed vigilant, guarding the group, while Lu Feng used protective barriers to shield them from sudden attacks by lurking beasts. Finally, they passed through the portal leading out of the secret realm, heaving a collective sigh of relief. We're safe for now, Lin Wu said, though his eyes remained cautious. However, the respite was brief. The moment they stepped back into the sect's territory, an overpowering spiritual energy enveloped them. Before them stood a middle-aged man radiating authority, clad in the robes of a sect elder. His sharp, piercing eyes were cold and calculating. I am Elder Tong Wei, he announced in a commanding tone. I've heard that you acquired a rare artifact in the secret realm. According to sect rules, all resources from the secret realm must be surrendered. Hand it over if you know what's good for you. Bai Shui tightened her grip on her sword, her gaze filled with anger. Do you think we would trust the sect's so-called fairness after everything we've been through? Don't be foolish, girl, Tong Wei replied mockingly. You have no choice in this matter. Lin Wu stepped forward, meeting the elder's gaze without flinching. This artifact was earned through our blood and sacrifice. It belongs to no one but us, and certainly not the sect. You're bold, Tong Wei said, his eyes narrowing in anger. Do you even realize who you're speaking to? I know exactly who I'm speaking to, Lin Wu replied, his voice steady. I'm addressing someone unworthy of representing the sect. Your actions are not for the greater good but driven by your own greed. For a moment, Tong Wei seemed taken aback, but then he burst into laughter. You're reckless. If you think you can stand against me, you'll pay the price. Without further delay, Tong Wei launched his attack. A wave of immense spiritual energy filled the air, creating suffocating pressure on the group. Bai Shui charged forward, her sword meeting his strikes, but the elder's power was overwhelming. Within moments, she was forced back, blood seeping from the corner of her mouth. Lu Feng erected barriers to shield the group, but one by one, they shattered under Tong Hui's devastating force. Though still recovering, Lin Wu drew his celestial sky sword and joined the fray. Pouring every ounce of his remaining energy into his attacks, he fought valiantly but was quickly overwhelmed by the elder's superior strength. As the situation grew dire, the black fox leapt from the shadows. Channeling its full strength, it created a dark barrier that shielded the group from Tong Hui's relentless assaults. You will not touch them, the black fox growled, its eyes blazing like twin flames. Tong Hui's expression turned to surprise as he recognized the creature's power. Interesting. A spirit beast as formidable as you bowing to these weaklings? If I capture you, my power will grow even greater. The black fox said nothing, focusing solely on protecting the group against the elder's onslaught. Seeing no other way, Lin Wu activated the Jade Spirit Core. A brilliant light enveloped the area, amplifying his power while weakening Tong Hui's attacks. Taking advantage of the moment, Lin Wu delivered a decisive strike, forcing the elder to retreat. However, the artifact's toll was steep, his spiritual energy was nearly drained completely. He collapsed, gasping for breath, but his eyes remained resolute. Realizing that he could not easily defeat Lin Wu's group, especially with the artifact and the black fox on their side, Tong Wei reluctantly stepped back. You will pay for your foolishness, he said, his voice laced with menace. The sect will not let this slide. The group remained silent, watching as the elder disappeared into the shadows. After the battle, the group rested beneath a large tree. Though they had survived, they knew greater challenges lay ahead. We can't keep running forever, Lu Feng said, his voice heavy with thought. No one said we would, Lin Wu replied, his gaze firm. If they want to take what's ours, they'll pay a far higher price. Bai Shui smiled faintly. I never thought I'd agree with you, but this time, I do completely. Standing nearby, the black fox's eyes gleamed in the dark. Whatever path you choose, I will follow. As the first light of dawn filtered through the trees, the group set out once more. They knew that to face the dangers ahead, they would need to grow stronger, wiser, and more united than ever. Chapter 15. Reunion with Yen Nhi. After their tense confrontation with Elder Tong Wei, Lin Wu's group decided to leave the sect's grounds temporarily to gather resources and strengthen their abilities. Following Lu Feng's suggestion, they set out for a bustling herbal market near the edge of an ancient forest. The herbal market was a vibrant hub where disciples, alchemists, and merchants traded rare resources. It was also an excellent place to gather information about significant events in the cultivation world. We need to keep our identities hidden, Bai Shui reminded them as they entered the market. Our presence here could attract unwanted trouble. The black fox, in its small and unassuming form, hopped onto Lin Wu's shoulder, teasing, you should listen to her. I'd rather not fight over foolish problems. As they wandered deeper into the market, Lin Wu stopped abruptly at a small stall. The vendor was a young alchemist with a delicate appearance, but her determined eyes gleamed with intelligence. It was Yen Nhi, a former companion whom Lin Wu had once saved early in his new life. Yen Nhi appeared to recognize him too, but before she could speak, a group of men dressed in black approached. Their cold, piercing eyes made it clear they were no ordinary customers. Hand over the recipe, one of them demanded, his voice low and threatening. You have no choice, Yen Nhi. Yen Nhi clutched a pouch of herbs tightly, her expression wary. I don't know what you're talking about. If you're looking for trouble, this isn't the place for it. Don't play innocent, the man sneered. Did you really think you could keep running? Sensing the danger, Lin Wu stepped forward, placing himself between Yen Nhi and her aggressors. She's not alone, he said, his voice calm but commanding. The men in black turned their attention to him, their expressions shifting to irritation. Who are you? Don't interfere in matters that don't concern you. I'm someone who doesn't tolerate bullying, Lin Wu replied, drawing his celestial sky sword. The sight of the sword made the men hesitate. They quickly realized they were dealing with a dangerous opponent. However, their greedy gazes revealed they weren't only after Yen Yi's recipe but also Lin Wu's sword. The men attacked without hesitation, and a fierce battle erupted in the middle of the market, drawing the attention of bystanders. Bai Shui and Lu Feng joined the fray, skillfully coordinating with Lin Wu to fend off the attackers. The black fox used its speed and spiritual energy to distract the enemies, creating openings for the group to strike. Although not a fighter, Yen Nhi refused to remain idle. She used her knowledge of poisons and alchemical pills to weaken the enemies and support her allies. The battle was intense, but thanks to their teamwork, Lin Wu's group overcame the attackers. A few managed to escape, but they left with a clear understanding of the group's strength, unlikely to return anytime soon. After the fight, the group escorted Yen Nhi to a safe place to rest. There, she explained why she was being pursued. I discovered an ancient recipe in an old book, Yen Nhi began, her voice calm but tense. It can create a pill capable of pushing a cultivator beyond their physical limits, reaching the pinnacle of cultivation. However, it requires an extremely rare herb and is dangerous if misused. That's why they're after you, Lu Feng said thoughtfully. Yen Nhi nodded. I never intended to profit from it. I want to create this pill to help people like us, those without strong backgrounds but with the will to rise. Moved by Yen Yi's story, the group unanimously agreed to help her. You helped me in the past, Lin Wu said firmly. Now it's my turn to protect you. I don't like this, Bai Shui admitted, her voice softening slightly. But if you're determined, I won't oppose it. Lu Feng, as composed as ever, added, this recipe could change the game, but it's also a great risk. We must ensure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. The black fox, perched on Lin Wu's shoulder, chimed in playfully, looks like I'm stuck with more trouble. But this might be fun. Though aware she was putting the group in danger, Yen Nhi couldn't hide her gratitude. I don't know how to thank you, she said, her eyes glistening. But if you help me, I promise to do everything in my power to repay you. You can start by making us the pills we need, Bai Shui said with a faint smile. The group chuckled, and the tense atmosphere began to lift. As the first rays of sunlight pierced the sky, Lin Wu's group left the market, bringing Yen Nhi and the necessary materials for her research. Though the road ahead was fraught with peril, the bonds of trust and shared purpose among them became a powerful driving force, propelling them forward. Chapter 16: The Unexpected Alliance. After leaving the herbal market, the group stopped in a quiet forest to rest. Yen Nhi, still overwhelmed by the recent events, sat by the campfire, her gaze distant as if wrestling with her thoughts. Finally, she took a deep breath and turned to Lin Wu. I need to come clean. You all deserve to know the truth about the recipe I've been protecting. The group fell silent, attentively listening as Yen Nhi began to share her ambitious goals. This recipe isn't just any formula. It can create a pill called the Celestial Mind Purity Pill, which enables an alchemist to reach the pinnacle of cultivation, a state where spiritual energy and the mind merge, breaking all limits. Bai Shui frowned. That sounds too good to be true. If it's so powerful, why is it in your hands? Yen Nhi smiled bitterly. It's my master's legacy, but to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands, she sealed it within an ancient book, one only I can decipher. Yen Yi's voice grew firm with resolve. I don't want this recipe to become a tool for slaughter or control. I want it to help those who are worthy, those who dare to strive for their goals. But I need help to make that happen. She looked at each member of the group, her eyes brimming with hope. If you're willing to help me, I promise to share the supportive pills derived from this recipe. Together, we'll grow stronger. The group mulled over her words in silence. Lu Feng spoke first. If what you say is true, this recipe could tip the balance of power. But if we help you, we'll become targets for everyone who desires it. I'm not afraid of danger, Lin Wu replied, his gaze unwavering. I've chosen this path, and if it makes us stronger, I'll accept the risk. Bai Shui sighed lightly. I feel like I'm being dragged into unnecessary trouble. But if you're all in, I won't say no. The black fox, as usual, leapt onto Lin Wu's shoulder. I enjoy trouble. Count me in. With Lu Feng's help, Yen Nhi began listing the ingredients needed to create the Celestial Mind Purity Pill. The most crucial herb is the bloodheart flower, which grows in the ghostly forest, she explained. It's rare and often guarded by ferocious spirit beasts. Just tell me where to go, Bai Shui said confidently. We'll get it. It's not just the bloodheart flower, Lu Feng added. We'll also need jade marrow stone and soul essence dew, both found in dangerous locations protected by ancient formations. Sounds like we're gearing up for a risky hunt, Lin Wu said, a smirk playing on his lips. And an exciting one, the black fox chimed in, grinning slyly. The group decided to start with the bloodheart flower in the ghostly forest, a place infamous for its eerie stories of vicious spirit beasts and perilous traps. As they entered the forest, a suffocating atmosphere enveloped them. Dense trees blocked out sunlight, and the howling wind created strange, unsettling noises. The black fox leapt onto a rock, its glowing eyes scanning the area. Something's watching us. Bai Shui drew her sword, slipping into a defensive stance. Prepare for battle. A loud roar shattered the stillness, and a massive flame wolf emerged, its body engulfed in fire and its blood-red eyes glowing menacingly. "Be careful," Yen Nhi shouted. "This isn't an ordinary beast. It can regenerate from its own flames." Bai Shui led the charge, her sharp sword strikes precise and relentless. Lu Feng erected barriers to shield Yen Nhi, while Lin Wu wielded his celestial sky sword, leaping high to deliver a powerful blow to the beast's head. But just as Yen Nhi warned, the flame wolf regenerated, becoming even fiercer. "Don't target its body," Yen Nhi called out. "Destroy the flame on its chest." Heeding her advice, the group focused their attacks on the blazing core on the wolf's chest. After an intense battle, they finally defeated the beast. With the flame wolf defeated, the group entered a small valley where clusters of bloodheart flowers grew, their crimson glow illuminating the area with an ethereal light. Yen Nhi carefully picked each flower, her eyes filled with gratitude. "This is the first step in a long journey. Thank you." "Don't thank us just yet," Bai Shui said warily, scanning the surroundings. "I'm sure this isn't the last danger we'll face." Back at a safe spot, the group rested around a campfire. Despite their exhaustion, a newfound sense of camaraderie filled the air. "I never thought I'd have comrades," Bai Shui said softly, a rare gentleness in her voice. "But you've made me reconsider. We need each other," Lu Feng said. "And that's the only way we'll survive." The black fox perched on Yen Yi's shoulder, its tone playful. "We're a strange bunch, but I like that." Lin Wu simply smiled, his eyes shining with determination. With the Bloodheart flower secured, Lin Wu's group prepared for the next missions. They knew their journey wasn't just about gaining power but also about safeguarding the ideals they believed in. Together, they moved forward, ready to face whatever lay ahead. Chapter 17. The Enemy's Scheme. As Lin Wu's group rested in a secluded forest after retrieving the Bloodheart flower, the black fox grew uneasy. Its ears perked up, and its sharp eyes scanned the treetops. "Something's not right," the black fox murmured. Lu Feng frowned. "What are you sensing?" "There's an unusual aura. It's not natural, feels like some kind of hidden formation. Someone is trying to track us." Bai Shui immediately stood, her hand on her sword's hilt. "We've been found." The black fox led the group away from the area, but before long, they were surrounded by a group of disciples in sect uniforms. These were high-ranking disciples sent by an elder to eliminate Lin Wu's group and reclaim both the Bloodheart flower and the Jade Spirit core. Leading the group was a tall young man with a cold expression and ambitious eyes. "Lin Wu, you've caused enough trouble," he sneered. "Hand over everything, or prepare to die." "I don't know what makes you think I'm afraid of you," Lin Wu replied, his gaze icy. "If you want it, come and take it." The tension was thick, and a battle seemed imminent. However, the black fox suddenly leapt from Lin Wu's shoulder, its eyes glowing intensely. "Wait," it said sharply. "He's luring us into a larger formation." Lu Feng quickly realized the truth. "Yes, there are hidden formation pillars around us. If we fight here, the formation will activate and trap us." The opposing group burst into laughter, clearly confident in their preparation. "Smart," their leader mocked. "But not smart enough. Activate the formation." The ground trembled, and a glowing circle emerged, enveloping the area. Threads of spiritual energy surged from the hidden pillars, attempting to bind Lin Wu's group. Thanks to the Black Fox's timely warning, Lin Wu's group was ready. Lu Feng swiftly manipulated his spiritual energy to disrupt part of the formation, while Bai Shui and Lin Wu targeted the formation's pillars to dismantle its structure. The Black Fox darted between their enemies with lightning speed, disrupting their focus on activating the formation. "Don't let them destroy the formation," the leader roared, charging forward with his sword. Lin Wu stepped up to meet him, activating the celestial sky sword. The two clashed fiercely, their strikes creating bursts of dazzling light. Through tight coordination, Lin Wu's group managed to destroy the formation's pillars, causing the trap to collapse. The opposing disciples, now without their strategic advantage, fell into disarray. Bai Shui's swordsmanship was ruthless, cutting down enemies with precision, while Lu Feng used barriers to restrain the remaining disciples, preventing their escape. The leader, gravely injured by Lin Wu, dropped to his knees, his voice seething with anger. "You think you've won? The elders won't let you go. This is just the beginning." Before Lin Wu could respond, a powerful wave of spiritual energy engulfed the area. All eyes turned toward a glowing figure emerging from the light. It was another elder of the sect, his face cold and his gaze filled with killing intent. "So, you're not as easy to handle as I thought," he said mockingly. "But you can't keep running forever." Realizing they couldn't face an elder head-on, Lu Feng quickly constructed a temporary formation to shield the group. "We have to retreat now." With the Black Fox's guidance, the group found a way out of the encirclement. Using Lu Feng's formation to delay their pursuers, they poured their remaining spiritual energy into escaping at full speed. Though temporarily safe, it was clear they couldn't continue their journey without more careful preparation. Stopping in a secure location, the group gathered to reflect and strategize. "We've stepped into a much larger conflict than I imagined," Yen Nhi said, her voice tinged with worry. "But that's no reason to back down," Lin Wu replied, his gaze resolute. "If we want to achieve our goals, we must grow stronger and stand united." Bai Shui looked at him, a faint smile on her lips. "You're right, we can't let them stop us." Lu Feng nodded. "We need a plan to counter even the elders. This is no longer just a fight for ourselves, it's a fight for justice." The Black Fox leapt onto Lin Wu's shoulder, its tone playful. "I didn't realize I signed up with lunatics. But lunacy makes things interesting." Though weary, the group refused to give up. Determined, they resolved to prepare for the trials ahead, knowing that not only their strength but their courage and unity would be tested to the limit. Chapter 18. Battle with the Demon. After escaping the ambush by the Elder and the elite disciples, Lin Wu's group rested in a desolate valley to recuperate and reorganize. However, the Black Fox's heightened senses picked up something unusual. "There's a powerful, malevolent energy emanating from ahead," the Black Fox said, its eyes glinting with caution. "It could be a broken seal," Lu Feng speculated, his expression grave. "If that's true, it's something we'd rather avoid right now. But if we leave it unchecked, it might become an even greater threat," Lin Wu said firmly. "We can't ignore it." Despite their reservations, the group decided to investigate the source of the sinister energy, moving forward with heightened vigilance. As they ventured deeper, the air grew heavier. The sky was shrouded in thick, black mist, the vegetation wilted, and the ground cracked underfoot. At the center of the valley, they found a colossal figure forming from shadows. It towered over 10 meters tall, its body a mass of dense darkness, and its glowing red eyes radiated an unsettling, predatory light. "This is a sealed demon," Yen Nhi gasped, her voice trembling. "An ancient entity born of resentment. It's far more powerful than any spirit beast we've faced before." The demon roared, shaking the earth with its deafening cry. Waves of malevolent energy emanated from its form, pressing down on the entire area. "We don't have a choice," Lin Wu said, his gaze resolute. "Fight or die." The demon charged at an alarming speed, swinging its massive arm in a devastating arc that sent a wave of energy crashing toward the group. They scattered, each taking positions according to a hastily devised strategy. Bai Shui, with her silver sword, led the frontal assault, aiming to weaken the demon's defenses. Lu Feng erected barriers to shield the group from the demon's brutal attacks and used spiritual energy to disrupt its movements. The Black Fox darted around with lightning speed, slashing and distracting the demon to relieve pressure on the others. Lin Wu concentrated his spiritual energy into the celestial sky sword, waiting for an opening to strike a decisive blow. The battle raged on, each exchange of blows shaking the ground. Despite their best efforts, the demon showed no clear weaknesses, regenerating its form from shadows whenever injured. As the situation grew dire, Yen Nhi stepped forward, holding a glowing green pill in her hand. "This is the Spirit Revival Pill," she said. "It will amplify my spiritual energy for a short time, but the cost is draining my life force." "Don't risk it," Lin Wu warned. "I have no choice," she replied, her eyes determined. "If we don't stop it here, none of us will survive." Yen Nhi consumed the pill, and her body radiated a brilliant light. She created a powerful barrier around the demon, immobilizing it to give her teammates a chance to attack. "Now," she shouted. With every ounce of his remaining strength, Lin Wu leapt forward and unleashed the full power of the celestial sky sword. A massive green beam of light pierced the darkness, striking the demon's chest and shattering its energy core. The demon let out one final, earth-shaking roar before dissolving into nothingness, leaving behind a silent, desolate landscape. As the battle ended, the group collapsed from exhaustion. Yen Nhi fell to the ground, visibly weakened by the pill's side effects. "You're insane," Bai Shui said, her voice tinged with both reproach and admiration. "But without you, we wouldn't have survived." Lin Wu knelt beside Yen Nhi, his gaze filled with gratitude. "You saved us. I promise your sacrifice won't be in vain." Though the battle had been grueling, it deepened the group's understanding of their strength and unity. "We faced one of the strongest foes yet and survived," Lu Feng said. "That proves we can overcome any challenge, as long as we stand together." The Black Fox, unusually solemn, added, "You did well. But this is just the beginning. The enemies ahead will be far more dangerous." As dawn broke over the horizon, the group resolved to continue their journey, emboldened by their survival of a life-and-death battle. We need to be better prepared, Lin Wu said, his gaze fixed on the horizon. If we're to achieve our goals, nothing can stand in our way. And I won't let any of us fall, Bai Shui added, her eyes cold but filled with determination. The group pressed on, united in purpose and ready for the trials ahead. Chapter 19. Lu Feng's Breakthrough. After the fierce battle with the demon, Lin Wu's group rested in a tranquil forest to recover. While the others recuperated, Lu Feng entered an unusual state. Seated cross-legged beneath an ancient tree, his slow, measured breathing released a strange aura. The severe wounds on his body seemed to heal on their own at an extraordinary rate. Something's different about Lu Feng, Bai Shui whispered, her gaze fixed on him. Yan Nhi, with her keen perception as an alchemist, observed him closely. His spiritual energy is fluctuating intensely. The recent battle may have triggered a sealed potential within him. Or it could be an effect of the spirit revival pill, Lin Wu said thoughtfully. If so, we must prepare for significant changes. Suddenly, the area around Lu Feng began to tremble. A radiant green light enveloped his body, forming a powerful vortex of energy. That's the sign of a breakthrough, Yan Nhi exclaimed, her voice tinged with worry. But this was no ordinary breakthrough. Spiritual energy surged uncontrollably from Lu Feng, sending shockwaves throughout the forest. He's losing control, Bai Shui said, her hand on her sword, ready for any potential danger. Don't touch him, Yan Nhi shouted. Interrupting this process could cause a backlash and kill him. Recognizing the severity of the situation, the group quickly coordinated to support Lu Feng. Lin Wu wielded the celestial sky sword to create a barrier around Lu Feng, containing the chaotic energy from spreading further. Bai Shui guarded the perimeter, prepared to fend off any spirit beasts or enemies drawn by the immense energy. Yan Nhi hastily crafted a stabilizing pill to help balance Lu Feng's spiritual energy, passing it to Lin Wu for delivery. The black fox, with its acute spiritual sensitivity, guided the group in harmonizing the energy flow, reducing the strain on Lu Feng's body. We have to keep him stable until this process completes, Yan Nhi said, her voice fraught with concern. After a tense struggle with the chaotic energy, the radiant light surrounding Lu Feng began to subside. He opened his eyes, now glowing with newfound power and a commanding presence. His spiritual energy was now steady and vastly enhanced, radiating a pressure that astonished everyone. I've surpassed my limits, Lu Feng said, his voice calm but brimming with confidence. It feels like a new door has opened. Testing his new abilities, Lu Feng demonstrated incredible control over his spiritual energy. He could conjure intricate barriers instantly and even launch precise ranged attacks. This is a significant leap forward, Bai Shui admitted, her eyes showing admiration. With this strength, you'll help us face even stronger enemies. But remember, Yan Nhi cautioned, great power comes with great responsibility. Don't let it blind you to our true goals. I understand, Lu Feng replied solemnly. I won't let you down. While the group celebrated Lu Feng's advancement, the Black Fox remained cautious. This power hasn't only drawn our attention, it said. Our enemies, especially the sect elders, will have sensed it too. They won't stay idle. We must prepare for the worst, Lin Wu said firmly. If they come, we'll fight. Lu Feng's breakthrough not only brought new strength to the group but also reinforced their unity and determination. We've come too far to turn back, Bai Shui said. If we want to achieve our goals, we must face every challenge, no matter how daunting. And we won't leave anyone behind, Lin Wu said, looking at each member of the group. You talk too much, the Black Fox quipped, though its gaze held a glint of approval. But I like it. As night fell, the group resolved to continue their journey, ready to confront the dangers ahead. Lu Feng's newfound strength was not just a tool but a source of motivation for the entire team. We won't just survive, Lin Wu said, his eyes shining with resolve. We'll triumph. Welcome to Fantasy Realms. Enjoy the story, and thank you for your support. Chapter 20. Confronting the Elder. After surviving the battle with the demon and witnessing Lu Feng's breakthrough, Lin Wu's group resumed their journey to gather resources for the Celestial Mind Purity Pill. However, tensions within the sect grew increasingly ominous. Rumors of their growing strength spread quickly, drawing the attention of the elders. Among them, Elder He Xin, infamous for his ruthless tactics and insatiable ambition, decided to act. These rebels are an unacceptable threat, He Xin declared to his trusted disciples. They dare to defy my authority and hold treasures that belong to the sect. I want them captured, dead or alive. While the group stopped at a small village near the sect to gather supplies and information, the quiet night was shattered as a squad of elite disciples, led by two elders, surrounded the area. Lin Wu, surrender now, one of them bellowed. You have no way out. The Black Fox, on watch, raised the alarm. The group quickly regrouped, preparing for a fight. We can't face them directly, Lu Feng warned, his sharp gaze scanning the overwhelming force. There are too many, and both elders are formidable. But if we don't fight, we won't escape, Bai Shui retorted coldly. Realizing that direct combat was suicide, Lin Wu devised a strategy. He and Lu Feng worked together to create an illusionary formation that concealed their true location. Meanwhile, Yen Nhi prepared support pills to boost their energy and readiness for a possible breakthrough. When I give the signal, we'll head north, Lin Wu instructed. It's our only chance. As the group began to execute their plan, a massive wave of spiritual energy swept through the area. Elder He Xin appeared, his cold gaze locking onto Lin Wu. Did you really think you could escape? He Xin mocked. I've been waiting for this day. He Xin unleashed a devastating attack, shattering the illusionary formation. With their position revealed, the group had no choice but to confront him. Knowing he couldn't match He Xin's power, Lin Wu stepped forward to hold him off while his companions prepared to escape. You won't hold me for long, He Xin sneered, unleashing a storm of attacks. I don't need long, Lin Wu replied, his eyes resolute. Just enough time. While Lin Wu engaged He Xin, Bai Shui and Lu Feng worked together to fend off the elite disciples, clearing a path for escape. Lu Feng, with his newly acquired strength, used powerful barriers and precise spiritual attacks to weaken their foes. Bai Shui's sharp swordsmanship swiftly took down enemy after enemy. Yen Nhi supported the group with her alchemical skills, deploying poisons and medicines to disrupt the enemy's coordination. We can't let them capture Lin Wu, Yen Nhi said, her voice filled with determination. As the situation became increasingly desperate, Lin Wu activated a portion of the Jade Spirit Core's power. The artifact emitted a radiant light that formed a powerful barrier, momentarily halting He Xin and his forces. Go, Lin Wu shouted to his companions. You think I'd leave you behind? Bai Shui shouted back, but Lu Feng pulled her away, knowing they had no time to argue. The group was forced to retreat, leaving Lin Wu to face He Xin alone. Despite being left behind, Lin Wu used his agility and wits to outmaneuver He Xin, creating enough chaos to slip through the elder's grasp. Eventually, the group reunited in a safe zone outside the sect's control. Exhausted but alive, they felt a sense of relief. We can't go back to the sect, Lu Feng said. He Xin won't stop until he captures us. Then we'll create a place of our own, Lin Wu said, his eyes glinting with resolve. The group decided to move toward a remote mountain range to establish a secret base. There, they planned to train, strengthen themselves, and seek allies to stand against the forces pursuing them. This is only the beginning, Bai Shui said, her voice cold but determined. And I like that, the Black Fox quipped with a mischievous grin.